When this person looks at you, there is a subtle dissonance in their chest, an awakening that perhaps even they do not fully understand. They find in you a presence that stands out from all the others, something that challenges their own certainties. It's as if your presence carries a unique vibration, something they have never experienced with anyone else. Deep down, they begin to realize that what they feel for you transcends conventions, escapes control, and common understanding. They find themselves facing a feeling they have heard about, perhaps even sought in vain in other relationships, but that, until now, had never materialized. You are for them this captivating enigma. It is your laughter, the way you express yourself effortlessly, and the spontaneity of your gestures that make them believe they are in front of a genuine and rare feeling. With each look, they feel something growing in their chest, an affection that slowly reveals to them their own vulnerability. They realize that you represent something special, something that can no longer be ignored or avoided. For them, you are a mystery they do not want to solve, a presence they seek in silence, even amid the chaos of their own emotions. True love, that powerful yet gentle feeling, is rare and overwhelming, but it is there, in the small gestures, in the moments of shared silence. And their first true love is like that. It arises unexpectedly and uniquely, without asking for permission, but settling so intensely that they no longer know who they are or what they desired before you entered their life. There is an unknown intensity in this love, a force they have never felt before, and they know deep down that it is something that cannot exist so genuinely with someone else. This feeling is new to him. Maybe he had thought about love before, but now he understands that he had never experienced something like this. Before he knew that love was important, but with you he comprehends the depth of this feeling because it becomes a surrender, a silent commitment. He feels that every detail of you involves him in a dance where the heart speaks louder than reason. There is a world there inside him, to which only you have access, and he realizes that with you he has finally found what many seek in silence but few truly touch. In you, he perceives the existence of a hidden meaning, a peace mixed with the storm of passion itself, a desire and tranquility that walk together. Even if he doesn't have the words to describe what he feels, there is a silent certainty. He has never wanted someone as much as he wants you, and even in moments of distance, you remain like an echo, a memory that accompanies him and that he feels he cannot avoid. The world around loses a bit of its brightness when he is not close to you. Your presence calms him, but it also makes his heart beat in an uncontrollable rhythm, and that is the very essence of what it is to be in love. And it is this contrast that binds him to you, the strength he never imagined feeling for another person, and that makes him want to be there, present, even when difficulties arise. He finds in you his first true love, not because you are the first person in his life, but because it is the first time he feels truly capable of loving, the first time he understands what it is to love in fullness. He sees in you his own reflection, a mirror of all that he is and at the same time everything he desires to become. He recognizes that this feeling is not a simple, fleeting infatuation that fades over time. No, this is something that sinks deeper, more intensely, as if the very essence of his existence is now intertwined with yours. He understands, almost instinctively, that his heart has found in you a home, a place where it rests, and at the same time, flourishes. And this realization surprises him, throws him off balance, because nothing ever prepared him to deal with something like this. A love that demands no answers, needs no reason. He feels that by your side, he doesn't need to be more than he is, doesn't need to construct masks or cover his imperfections. There is something irredeemably beautiful in the vulnerability you awaken in him. In his mind, he revisits every detail of you, every word, every touch, as if the simple act of remembering could bring him closer to you. He constantly finds himself thinking of you, as if your face is etched in his mind, as if your presence is a silent song that echoes within him even in moments of solitude. This love, unlike anything he has ever experienced, carries an invisible yet striking presence that accompanies him in his days. A feeling that does not fade, but grows almost imperceptibly, like the glow of a small but intense flame. He finds himself captivated by the gentleness of each of your gestures, as if your simplicity is an invitation for him to remain by your side. And the most surprising part is that he desires this with all his soul. Even as time passes and circumstances change, he feels there will always be a part of him destined for you. He wants to be there for you, to be your support and your companion, not because he wants anything in return, but because he discovered that his heart, upon finally understanding what it is to truly love, found a peace and joy he never imagined possible. With you, he understands that true love is not made of empty promises or unattainable idealizations. It is first and foremost a genuine encounter, a deep connection where two souls recognize each other, even without words. even in the midst of silence. He finds himself increasingly fascinated, not by the image he constructed of you, but by the real person you are with all your humanity and complexity. This is how he realizes that this love is not in a hurry, does not need immediate proof, because it is already complete in its own simplicity. He wants to get to know you every day, discover the details of your life, the nuances of your heart, as if each day were a new chance to understand the depth of what he feels for you. He knows that this feeling will be a milestone in his life, a reference point to which he will always return, regardless of what the future holds. And with each moment by your side, he surrenders to this sensation of completeness, of surrender. He understands that true love is not an end, but a path he wants to walk with you, where each step is a discovery and each day a reaffirmation of everything he now believes about love. Even if he cannot fully express it, you are the first person who made him want to be better, to grow, to build, as if, by your side, he could finally understand that love is not just a feeling, but a choice, a journey. He surrenders to this feeling with a confidence that challenges even his own fears. There is a delicacy in the way he looks at you, a tenderness in the way he touches your hand, as if he knows he is in the presence of something precious, something that is not easily found, and he carries within himself the certainty that, in you, he has found not just someone to love, but someone who makes him feel alive in his purest form. He realizes that this liveliness, this renewed brightness that he feels every moment with you, goes far beyond the fleeting euphoria of an initial enchantment. It's as if, when he looks at you, he sees an open window to a world where the colors are more vivid, where the details of life gain a previously unnoticed depth. With you, he not only sees himself in his best version, but also discovers facets of himself that he didn't know, aspects of his own heart that remained dormant, waiting for your touch to awaken. There is an unexpected sweetness in every conversation between you, as if each word carries within it the promise of a feeling that expands, of a connection he would never dare to imagine. He realizes that the dialogues with you have a different weight, not because of what you say, but because of the silence that forms between one sentence and another, that comfortable silence where no words are necessary, because both of you know what exists there. This understanding, without the need for an explanation, gives him a sense of belonging, a tranquility that calms the storms within him. And he knows deep down that this peace is the result of the feeling that sprouts for you, of this silent and firm certainty that he has found something precious in you. More and more, he realizes that you have become a beacon in his life, a presence that somehow guides and gives meaning to his steps. Even in moments when he tries in some way to rationalize what he feels, he cannot escape the overwhelming simplicity of this sensation, loving you. There is no need for grandiose words or eternal vows, because the feeling is solid, strong enough to sustain itself in the deepest part of his soul. He realizes that you are his inspiration, the force that makes him want to face the world, overcome fears, and transform his weaknesses into something he can share with you. On the days when doubt appears, when he questions the future, he only needs to remember your face, your voice, and immediately feels his heart return to its axis. You are his point of peace, his refuge, and at the same time the flame that incites him to go beyond, to explore everything he can be by your side. He understands without fanfare that loving you is also a way of rediscovering himself, of allowing himself to live a love so real and deep that it even transforms his relationship with himself. This love is more than he could have foreseen. It is an unspoken promise, a desire to build something that the world around cannot offer. He realizes by observing your little gestures that to truly love is not to live in a fairy tale, but to walk together with feet on the ground, facing each new challenge with the certainty that the bond between you is strong enough to endure. And this solidity, this security that you bring to him, gives him strength, encourages him to be vulnerable, to open up, and to offer what he has that is most sincere. He knows that with you, he doesn't need masks or artifices to impress. With you, he can be himself without fear of judgments, without apprehensions, and that is liberating. He finds in you a safe space, a presence that welcomes, that accepts his flaws, that inspires him to grow but never forces him to be someone he is not. Loving you is, for him, the most authentic and profound experience he has ever lived, an encounter that he knows will mark his life forever. You are the love he waited for without knowing it, the presence that rescued him from a loneliness he might not have even admitted to himself. And because of this, he wants to be by your side, not only in moments of joy, but in each instant, in small joys and challenges. This love is like a seed that he wishes to cultivate, water, and protect, so that it grows and becomes even stronger. He feels that the love he has for you is like a kind of root that takes hold, strong and silent, occupying space in his heart in an irreversible way. It is no longer an unstable passion or a fleeting desire, but something that, he knows will accompany him unwaveringly. And it is this contained intensity, this depth so genuine and secure, that gives him the courage to think about a future by your side, not as a distant dream, but as a reality he wishes to build, day by day, with patience and dedication. In moments when uncertainty knocks on the door, he realizes that all he needs is a memory of you, a detail, an instant between you two, for everything else to dissolve away. Your eyes, the way you look at him, as if you can see beyond the layers and reach what is most true within him, that is what sustains him. He knows he has found in you a love that accepts him in his entirety, that sees him in his essence. And it is this acceptance, this kind and sincere gaze, that makes him want to evolve, that encourages him to be the best version of himself, not because you demand it, but because he feels, in the presence of your love, the potential to be something more. As the days go by, he realizes that loving you is more than just a feeling. It is a choice. Every morning when he thinks of you, he reaffirms this silent decision to be by your side, to be present, to share this journey with the fullness that only true love can provide. He sees life differently, as if the colors around him are more vibrant and the days full of more purpose. You are the touch that transformed his world, the presence that brought him to a reality where he not only exists, but truly lives. There is a deep desire in him to get to know you even more, to discover your dreams, to be a part of your small joys, and to share your days, even if they are simple. He knows that true love reveals itself in the smallest things, in the details that go unnoticed by others, and he is there, attentive to each one of those gestures, to every word you say, as if it were a secret that only he understands. Because to him, you are more than just a person he loves. You are the presence that brought him the meaning of love, companionship, and the depth of a relationship that requires neither masks nor rehearsed roles. And he wants to be a safe harbor for you, someone you can trust, where you can rest without fear, knowing that he will be there, steadfast. It doesn't matter if life brings difficult days or if time and circumstances change, he is prepared to be your fortress, the hand that holds yours and silently says that you both will be okay as long as you are together. This love he feels is a living promise, a certainty that grows in his chest and that nothing seems capable of shaking. He knows that true love demands surrender, courage, and sometimes sacrifices that are not always easy, but he also knows that all of this is worth it, because life with you is not just a sequence of days, but a story he wants to live entirely. He is willing to learn, to grow, to accept that love sometimes also carries challenges, and he embraces them because he is certain that it is worth it, because it is for you, it is with you. He feels that deep down, true love is not just a fleeting emotion, but a continuous commitment, a choice renewed at every moment. In the end, he sees in you not just his first true love, but the only one that really matters. Every day he finds himself more determined to be by your side, to be a part of your life, and to become someone you can trust with your eyes closed. Because for him, loving you is his truth, his destiny, and he wants nothing else but that, a life where your love is the thread that binds all his memories and all his futures. And so, he chooses you, always.